Oh boy, I know what you're thinking. Darkness, welcome back!
Man, Joe's gonna wig when she sees he's back.
I'm not back.
The prodigal son returns.
Hey, welcome back, Bill.
I'm not back.
I'm not back! Yeah, I don't think this is gonna be a regular thing. But you know, I do still play games, so occasionally I still like to talk about them. And, you know, I understand some of you, a small handful, still like hearing my thoughts on various things in this department. So, given recent, revelations. Get it? Get it? Get it? No. Okay, fine, be that way. I'm hilarious. I decided I wanted to talk about this, because you guys know that other than Sonic, I was like a Tomb Raider guy. I still am. Love Tomb Raider. One of my favorite game series ever. Top tier. And recent years have seen the release of 2 different remastered collections for the core design Tomb Raider games. Now, I didn't talk about these initially because not only was I not really focused on talking about video games, but also I didn't really have much to say. Because, like, the first one was Tomb Raider 1, 2, and 3. And outside of the graphical update, which can be swapped back and forth between original and the new one on the fly, which is a feature I adore. Loved it in Master Chief Collection, love it here. Like, they're pretty much the same game. They did add more modern controls, but I hate them. Honestly, I don't like playing the old games with modern controls. The games are just not designed around them. I find them way more difficult, so I stick with classic tank controls, but you get the option, and that's the most important thing, is the option to switch back and forth, so that's great too. Really, they're just the same games. Tomb Raider 1 and 2 are still great, and Tomb Raider 3 still leaves a lot to be desired. But, my one issue was that they were missing my favorite game, Last Revelation. But then they announced a follow-up remastered collection, featuring Tomb Raider The Last Revelation, Tomb Raider Chronicles, and no. Oh, no. Yep, they were gonna do it. They were gonna give us Angel of Darkness remastered, and, you know, it was one of those things where I'm like, I wasn't even mad, you know, because, okay, I hate that game. The game's awful, terrible, trash, and I will stand by that, but, in the interest of making a complete remastered collection with all the core design games, including it makes sense. I mean, it is a main series game. Yeah, it's the worst one by far, but there are a handful of people that do like it. Somehow. I don't fully understand those people. But they do exist. And, you know, if you're gonna port the rest of them, you might as well throw it on there. It's fine. I don't have to play it. I'm still gonna get it, because I want Last Revelation. And Chronicles is a nice bonus, too. I don't mind Chronicles. And indeed, this remastered collection was good, too. But it was there, staring at me. And I did read something very interesting, that apparently, they were going to take steps to fix Angel of Darkness. They were gonna add some things in that should have been there, make some quality of life improvements. And it got me curious. I had it anyway. And I was like, okay, I don't really want to play this game, but the heck with it. Let's give it a shot. So I played it, and the question that is on everyone's mind is, did they actually fix Angel of Darkness and make it good? No. No, the game is still bad, but, it is a lot better. I mean, we were already bottom tier with the original release, so there was nowhere to go but up. But it did go up. The first change I noticed, because I tested it immediately to make sure, is they fixed the stupid button placement. Remember, one of my initial complaints with Angel of Darkness is they swapped jump and roll. And that was a nightmare, because if you were used to the old games, you would attempt to jump, but roll instead, resulting in Lara falling to her death. It was great. It's wonderful. Well, they swapped those back, because it was a stupid change, and so already I was in a better mood when I realized they had made that decision. They also added a bunch of cut content, For example, in the tutorial section, there's an area that was closed off in the initial release that teaches you how to military crawl. Now, military crawl is actually a pretty important thing. It only comes up a couple times mandatory, but it is a thing that you need to do. The regular tutorial never teaches it, but this other section does. They didn't finish the other section for the original game, but they added it here. So there's two different paths to take in the tutorial section, one of which will teach you how to military crawl. That's really cool. Controls are tightened up a little bit. They're still pretty gross, but they are updated to an extent that you can get used to it, adjusting to the crap factor, if you will. And there are modern controls for the Angel of Darkness. I still don't recommend them. I found them way more annoying than they should have been, personally, but I do think that some people might find them beneficial. As for the game itself, well, there's a bunch of audio that was cut from the original release that is added back in, that gives context to certain things, as well as guidance for more annoying parts where you aren't really sure what to do. The shops in the initial, open world style area, not really open world, but, when you're running around talking to people, are actually shops and not just places to sell stuff. You can actually buy equipment if you want, meaning you can use the euros you find randomly. And the updated visuals are actually pretty nice. In most areas, it's pretty subtle, but in others, it turns the game into, honestly, kind of an art piece. Certain sections do seem to be in line with Core's original vision for the game. I dare say it looks beautiful in certain spots. The dark ambience and tones come through quite clearly, meaning that certain sections are a joy on the eyes, getting you immersed in the overall experience. If only the controls and plot didn't suck so hard. I still couldn't really get into the story that much. It's better, but still the same, so it's whatever. And the controls are still bad. Just really bad. Plus, they still have that blasted, I feel stronger now, strength increase function, which again only serves to make you do certain things before you do other things. It's just annoying, and I don't like it. I've never liked it. I still don't like it. It's still awful, and it's still in there, unfortunately. But hey, it's the Angel of Darkness. Would it really be complete without it? I guess not, but it also would be better if they had omitted it entirely. Regardless, though, I do think it is very interesting that they went out of their way to actually add in a whole bunch of stuff that wasn't there initially. It's almost fascinating to go through now. I still hate it, but I actually played through it again because I was curious as to how much had changed. There were things that were thrown in there that weren't there. I don't remember them from the initial release. And it did add to what was a pretty barren and dull experience, in between emotions of frustrating and pure, undeceited rage. And it kind of showed that Angel of Darkness really could have been much better. There are still a lot of changes that I would have liked to see, a lot of improvements, but the core baseline is there. If they had more time, if they hadn't wasted a year of development, it probably would have resulted in something pretty good overall. But it was not to be. That's not what we got. What we got was the original Angel of Darkness, which will forever live on in infamy as the worst Tomb Raider game ever made. Hopefully. Now that I say it, I should knock on wood, because, they're still making new Tomb Raider games, and Lord knows we don't want them to get worse than Angel of Darkness, but, my point is that it didn't have to be that way. And this proves it, because it is better to play it like this. But is it fixed? That's really the question, based on all this. And again, I say, no. It's still bad. It's still not good. It's still not a good game. But with all these changes, it kind of puts it in a weird position. Kind of like, Jurassic Park Trespasser. Jurassic Park Trespasser is not a good game at all, but it's fun to play through due to the unique playstyle, as well as seeing what the developers were trying to do. It creates this sort of bizarre experience of, this is really bad, but I'm also really curious as to how this could have been, and what it could have done with this, and all those sorts of stuff. And Angel of Darkness Remastered kind of falls in that category, where, yeah, okay, this is still really bad, but seeing all these additions, all these changes, all these things that were left out, this cut content, is really fascinating. And it only leads to further question, well, how much more could we have changed if they had done this and that and the other thing? Like, you can start to put the pieces together and see how this could have been a genuinely good game if only they had more time. And in that way, no, it's not good, but if you do happen to get the second remastered collection for Tomb Raider, and you have the time, it's not something I would say to avoid outright. If you insist on playing Angel of Darkness, is that something you want to do, even out of morbid curiosity, I would highly say play this version over any other, because not only are there tons of quality of life improvements, but in a way, it's fascinating to play through it. Because you could start to see all these additions, all these things, all this stuff that, if it had come together in a much better way, could have been something genuinely enjoyable. It's not in that tier. It's not fun. But it is interesting. And the collection already has Last Revelation and Chronicles. I had to get it for Last Revelation. That's my favorite Tomb Raider game from Core Design. I didn't have a choice. Well, I had a choice. But I wanted it, alright? Listen, shut up, okay? But since it was there, I gave it a shot. And I don't regret that decision. It's not a good game now. But it's a playable game. And that's better than where we were at. And I gotta commend them for even doing that. They could have just thrown it on there and done nothing with it, just said the heck with it, because it was so bad. Instead, they took the time to add stuff, to make changes. It took a lot of guts, as well as effort, for them to even attempt to salvage that mess. And they gave it an honest try. Till next time, this is Darkness, and I bid you all a fond farewell.